Hello everyone, my name is Sawyer, and today I'm going to talk about a topic that I've talked about for a long time. Something that I've always picked for all my persuasive topics through all my years of school, all the way to 6th grade, because it means a lot to me even though I'm not directly involved. So imagine being 18 years old, okay? You're gifted and talented enough to earn millions and millions of dollars, able to change your family's life forever, but being told that you can't. Not because you aren't ready, not because you lack the skill, but because of one rule, the NBA's one and done requirement. This rule forces players to spend either 1 year in college after high school, 1 year overseas, or any other league. So even if they're ready to go, even if they're ready to make millions of dollars and change their family's life, that extra year they have to do, and it is not harmless. It puts their bodies, their futures, and their financial stability and security at an unnecessary risk. So before discussing injuries or talent, let's look at image 1 first. I'll throw up on the screen, which shows the average NBA salary. These aren't just small numbers. We aren't talking about like little payments. We're talking about life-changing money, millions of dollars annually. For many young athletes, this isn't just an opportunity. It's a chance to lift their families out of poverty, to create generational stability for, generations and families to go. And this one and done rule forces them to wait an extra year before even having the chance to earn a single dollar of that. And that 1 year can be dangerous because just one injury can change everything. Can erase everything in this chart that you're looking at now. And that college athletes play with this NBA level expectations, but without NBA level security. Let's take first is Kyrie Irving, someone who was already projected to be the number 1 pick coming out of high school. Everyone knew that this guy, he was the next up. He was NBA ready. He didn't need to go to Duke to prove he was ready. Like people already knew that he was the next guy. But just 8 games into his freshman season, he suffered a significant toe injury that sidelined him for most of the year. Like imagine how different history could have been if that injury was worse. I mean, that injury was this close to taking him out for his whole career. He was already ready to go. He was already ready to make millions of dollars, and he could have been fine going in a year early. But because of this dumb rule that the NBA created, he had to spend an extra year going to college. Now, the next person I'm going to think about is Zion Williamson. He's one of the most physically dominant high school athletes we have ever seen. I mean, watch his mixtape. I'm just saying, it is one of the craziest things I have ever seen. He didn't need college to validate his talent, yet he was required to play. And in a nationally televised game, his shoe exploded under him. I mean, he stepped and his shoe exploded. One moment he was sprinting, the next he was grabbing his knee on the floor. While the entire basketball world held its breath, that injury could have cost him millions. It could have permanently changed the player he became, all because he had no choice but to go to college even though he was ready. And if those examples aren't enough, take a look at image 2, as I'm going to show here, which shows Michael Porter Jr. It's a scouting profile before he was in college. He entered as the number 1 recruit in the entire country, described as an elite scorer, a future franchise player, and a sunfire top pick straight out of high school. But because of the one and done rule, he was forced to attend Missouri. And in his very first game, he suffered a major back injury. That injury caused him to miss almost the entire season. And you can see in the second part of this image is that his draft stock plummeted. He was a potential number 1 pick to the very back end of the lottery. That slide, those 8 picks that he slid from, cost him tens of millions of dollars. Not because he wasn't good enough, but because the rules didn't allow him to go pro when he was obviously ready. And the truth is that today's players are more prepared than ever. Just look at Cooper Flagg, a 17-year-old practicing with the USA men's national team. Not the junior team, the men's team, full of NBA superstars, Olympians, all NBA talents. And he didn't just survive the practices, he impressed every single one of them. Players, coaches says he belonged on the court and held his own even defensively. They said that he impacted the scrimmages like a veteran. If a teenager can step onto the court with Team USA and look comfortable, How can anyone argue that he needs a mandatory year in college before he's ready? Every time I think about Cooper Flagg, it makes me feel like a failure because I'm older than him. Like he stepped onto this court, right, and was better than these grown men. Like he was ready, right? Like he was ready to go, and he should not have had to go to Duke for a year. For anyone who still believes that skipping college can somehow hold a player back, take a look at image 3, comparing LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony. LeBron came straight out of high school. Carmelo spent a year in college. Both became superstars. But LeBron adjusted faster, became an all-star sooner, and set the stage for one of the greatest careers of all time. Carmelo was incredible too, though. But his college year didn't make him more ready than LeBron. If anything, LeBron has proved that the path through college is unnecessary for greatness. So let's be honest. The one-and-done rule doesn't protect players. It exposes them. It forces them into situations where they risk their bodies and their futures without the financial security that they've earned. Kyrie shouldn't have had to risk his career at Duke. Zion shouldn't have had to blow out a sneaker for free. Michael Porter Jr. shouldn't have lost millions because of an injury in a season that he shouldn't have played in. Cooper Flagg shouldn't have to prove anything when he's already proven it against NBA stars, and LeBron himself showed that college isn't a requirement for success. The one-and-done rule delays opportunity, limits freedom, and puts athletes at risk, and it's time to erase that. Thank you.